G'day, it's me, Zachy G, and unfortunately, we have some bad news about our AIXBT trade. But, like I said, no cherry picking, no hindsight, just raw trades, real time, and real analysis. We're going to win, we're going to lose. It is what it is. So, post the analysis part now for the first episode featuring a result. So, I don't know, for those that watched the first episode, we used a 5k breakout account and we risked essentially the whole evaluation amount, the whole drawdown amount to get this trade. Trade stopped us out, which means evaluation failed. So that 5k account is gone. So we are going to evaluate the trade that I did on TradingView, which is what we're looking at now. And off the bat, immediately I'm angry at myself because I see where I went wrong. So, entering this trigger here. So, for those that did watch the first episode, I was tossing up between placing my entry up here at this zone here, waiting to get tapped in, which I'll put up. Like, I might still trade this chart sooner rather than later. What is going on here? Okay. What's with the lag? Anyway, so I was tossing up between putting a trigger entry or putting a limit entry. I chose the trigger entry, as you can see down here. So price was when I entered. Price was here. So that green line is my trigger, and it came through and then came up, stopped us out. So I was between these two options here, and with this protecting my using this high as my stop loss, or using the trigger and using this high here, which then I went with this one and paid the price. So now that we have the luxury of hindsight, I can see immediately where I went wrong with it. And I think you'll find if I mark this out on this chart, price will bounce and retrace down in our direction off this high here. So I'm going to mark that out as well. I don't know why my computer's lagging a bit. We have a slight lag. I don't know what's happening. Here we go. We've just posted episode 2 as well of daily trade analysis, so check that out. It's hyperliquid. We've gone short again, and I think it's a good move. We've had this big pump here. I think, look at these green candles here. We're due for a short on this chart, but I'm going to leave it for now. This is a pretty easy one to beat myself up about. I can see exactly where I got stopped out, why my entry was too premature, and that's why we wait for confirmations instead of just jumping in and trying to look for the trade. So I'm going to let this play out a bit more, but we may revisit this in the future to see if there's another interesting trade opportunity, because what we see here is if price breaks this, we could be looking at going to all-time highs. So see this trend zone here. Our price is coming up to this quite heavily. I'm going to leave this trade on so we can revisit this in future if I put another trade on this chart. But if price breaks this trend line here, retests on this support zone up here, and bounces up, we have a good long trade. So we'll just have to see what price presents us. And both the EMAs, 25-day EMA is above the 250. It's faked out below it, and now it's coming back above. So if we come back above, that's a pretty strong uptrend for us to trade on. That's for the future. But for now, farewell to that 5k breakout account. That's gone. And no good on the first trade. Daily trade analysis. Not a good start. But it's not how we're going to finish. Losses do come with trading. And like I stated in all my videos, it's not financial advice. Don't take the trades I'm taking, and this is why. Because for me, small loss, you lose what you pay for the eval, basically. So you're not losing the 5k, you lose what you pay for the evaluation account. And then you live to fight another day. Instead of losing 5k of your own capital, it's just, to me, it's a smarter way to trade. I just like trading the prop firms. The upside potential is endless, and the downside is whatever you pay for the account, which I like. I like that business model. So, looking at this in future, we were trying to take a short on the short-term time frames, but overall high time frames, we still have this significant swing low. Hasn't cracked that. We're still trending up. So we're looking at price to crack back through this previous higher high. So that's what I'm expecting price to target now. So like I said, next trade on this chart, this is just the result showing my loss and me being stopped out on the first episode of Daily Trading Analysis. But overview of doing that review and where I went wrong, zooming out 4-hour time frame, hindsight's always 20/20. I can now see that we should have waited for a confirmation and targeted the long. Instead of taking that trigger, we should have seen it. We should have waited for a break, a significant break of structure. Most probably this one, not this one. This one. But this is why we do this. This is why I'm using my YouTube playlist series as my own personal journal that I can revisit and look where I went wrong and evaluate my trades. But this is why it's important to go back over your trades and do a review and see where you went wrong and what you can do better in the future. So next time you don't miss it. And next time you get the trade right, wait for the right time. Patience is key. And confirmation. Wait for your confirmations. But for now, we live to trade another day. So that will do it for AIXBT and the short trade that we put on. We're not placing another trade in this episode. This was just to review what happened in the first one. If you want to see the next trade that we place, hop over to the Hype USDT short and watch what I think about that. So, and I explained in that video. I'm not going to explain here. But for now, catch us on the flip side.